products that make you healthier and hopefully happier. And to do that, you always want to make sure how your blood pressure is going. And to talk about that, Matthew Peterson's joining me. Matt is a registered nurse, and it's good to have you here. And by the way, I do want to give a shout out to all the nurses, all the doctors out there. You know, thank you, Matthew, for what you guys are doing. My son's an emergency room tech. He's got one of the beginning positions at a hospital. So everyone who's working with all the patients and the people at this time, thank you guys for what you're all doing. We do appreciate that.
Yeah,
very
big
much.
thanks to your son too. So, you know, this is the time we're all thinking about our health, and if you're gonna get healthy with Proform, the first thing you wanna do is you wanna make sure you're healthy on the inside. You wanna work with your doctor. You wanna know what your numbers are. Your blood pressure is a vital sign for a reason, because it's literally life or death. So we're gonna talk to you about this. We saw in that video, it's an arm monitor, but it acts like a wrist monitor. It's all attached. It doesn't come with any extra tubes, wires. There's no extra clunky compressor unit. It has an on and off switch. You're only gonna shut this off when you fly with it, because it has that lithium ion battery. It's gonna store up to 500 readings in memory. And you know what the great thing about this is? Once you get it home, it's yours to keep. It's your accurate, clinically accurate blood pressure monitor from Veridian. It's your arm monitor, it's tubeless, but it's also rechargeable. So these 500 readings on this beautiful display, look at the backlit display. It's gonna give you your systolic, your diastolic. It's gonna give you your heart rate. It's gonna detect an irregular heartbeat. It's gonna interpret the reading for you right here. And for one user, you get 250 readings. For a second user, you can store another 250 readings. That's 6 months worth of readings. For anything similar to this on the market, everybody, you're gonna spend over $100, maybe $150. But I wanna get right into the blood pressure statistics, because that also is an epidemic that's in this country. 75 million of us has high blood pressure. And just think about your loved ones. That's 1 in 3. 1 out of every 3 has high blood pressure, but only about half of you are controlling it with your medications, with your diet, with your exercise. So another group, 75 million, another 1 in 3 has that pre-hypertension. So that means that is silently happening underneath. The first sign that you or your loved one have high blood pressure may be the time that you end up in the emergency room with a heart attack or a stroke. We need to get ahead of this. Get this to your door today. Suzanne, it's absolutely crucial.
Absolutely. We have blue or red. Those are your 2 choices. And again, this is an exclusive combination and a great sale price too today with 6 Flex Pay, which normally, as you know, Matt, we don't have 6 Flex Pay on our blood pressure monitors. One thing about this too, to just share a personal story, I was doing a show. It was a pretty stressful time in my life, and Matt and I were on the air together with something from SmartHeart, and we were reading my blood pressure, and I looked down and it was really elevated. And I was like, okay, that's not good at all. And for all my life, I've always had magnificent blood pressure, never had a thought about checking it. I always knew when I go to the doctor, get my annual checkup, it was always really good, and I felt good, so no problem. And then all of a sudden, it was wildly elevated. So I literally went to the emergency room that night because I thought it was up, like crazy up, right? And I said, man, I better get this checked out. Well, the good news is I did get it checked out, and then I took actions to be able to control it, changing my diet, more exercise, the thing you have to do that my doctor recommended. The nice thing about it now, it's under control, but guess what? I've always had my blood pressure monitor from that moment on at home, ready to go. And I do check it on a regular basis, because you don't know. And I'm one of those persons that you described, not a clue. I felt healthy as a horse, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden I was like, wow, for the first time ever, my blood pressure was quite substantially elevated.
Yeah, and that's what technology from Veridian is allowing us to do. It's allowing you at home to do, is to take advantage of this technology, get it home, have that aha moment in the privacy of your own home, start working with your doctor. And we do have Donna here, because I want to do a live demonstration with you so you can see how this works at home. As you can see, it's an arm monitor. So even though it's attached to the cuff, just like a wrist monitor, it's going to give you that ease of use. But see that white arrow right there? It actually tells her exactly where to position it. Latex-free cuff. It's going to fit about a 5.5 to an 8.5 diameter arm. So it's going to fit you whether you have a small arm or large arm, and it only takes about 30 seconds. Now what Donna has done is she's pressed one of those 2 buttons, either the 1 or 2. You saw the front of my monitor, and it shows you which memory bank that she wants that reading to go in. And just in that amount of time, about 30 seconds or so, she gets that reading. So we're gonna tilt it toward you so you can see it, and look at that, 124 over 82. So systolic over diastolic, 70 heart rate. And that hypertension indicator, that color-coded bar right on the left, that tells Donna that it's right in the normal zone. It time and date stamps everything. So here's the thing, everybody. Viridian gives you a 5-year warranty on this product because they're gonna back it up. This is a great product. It's a customer pick. So read their reviews. It's an absolutely wonderful product. It's one of the latest, greatest, newest technology from Viridian. And again, Donna can store 250 readings at 6 months worth of blood pressure readings for her, and another 6 months if she wants to share that with a spouse at home, all right? So you gotta get this home, clinically accurate, trust the readings, never buy batteries because you can always keep it fully charged with the included wall adapter. That means you're always gonna trust the readings because you're always gonna have that full charge.
Now, what's the difference between, like, say, a wrist to a cuff? What are the benefits of having the cuff, and also how large an arm can fit in the cuff?
In this cuff, about 5.5 inches to about 8.5 inches. And a lot of times, and I tell everybody this, whether it's on your wrist or whether it's on your arm, the important thing is that you're doing it. A lot of you love the arm monitor. They can both be clinically accurate, you know, but a lot of folks tend to rely on the arm monitor. It's the one you use in the clinical setting more often than not. But they don't like those tubes that are attached. You have to plug everything into a separate unit and you have to drag that around. This is ultra portable. Take it on the go anywhere that you want, and just with one button you get that in about 30 seconds with the accurate technology and all those readings.
Matthew, I have a question though. Do you ever cringe when you go into the grocery store or the drugstore and you see someone sticking their arm in that one? Like, you must look and go, really, really?
When I think about that now, I get the heebie-jeebies because, you know what, people don't wipe that equipment down often enough, and especially in times like these, you wanna make sure that you have something that you can trust, but that it's yours. You know, you can wipe it down, you're not sharing it with a bunch of people.
Also, they have to be calibrated.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
Like, if they're not in there calibrating that arm one that you know, sit down and stick your arm in at the grocery store, it could be a very inaccurate reading.
And a lot of times, you know, I've sat in those very machines, I might get a very high reading because I have a little bit of a larger arm in those particular readings, and they're one size fits all. This accommodates a wide variety of sizes, and I'll tell you, if you go to the doctor, you get that white coat syndrome, you get an elevated reading. You don't want the doctor to prescribe you blood pressure medication based on a very abnormally high reading once a year. You want to get this so you can share 6 months worth of readings with your doctor. That's really teamwork, and that's going to make you feel better if you're properly medicated.
Do you know, with my Viridian, it actually encouraged me. it was like a little cheerleader, because as I was able to make my lifestyle changes, I saw my readings go down. So I really am proud of I put it on. I actually look forward to putting it on. I'm like, oh, I'm doing great. Okay, this is awesome. It's interesting how it becomes from being frightened to being more secure, because you know you're being proactive and there's no surprises anymore.
When you know you're okay and you have that peace of mind, we can tell everybody is stressed out nowadays. When you have the peace of mind, you know you're okay, you know that you're within normal limits and you're working with your doctor, that changes everything.
And you're really proud of yourself too, because you actually can see it every day or every couple of days actually improving, which is a big accomplishment if you're really trying to watch your blood pressure.
I'm proud of you for making those changes and having that aha moment.
Thank you very much. I said, well, it was an aha moment. You don't want to have the aha moment I had. It was a little too aha, so be proactive. That's the key. Thank you, Matt.
You're welcome.
All right, a couple things to talk about really quickly. We have available today in the show